English learners. Welcome back to the Shifa English Podcast. This is your safe and simple place to learn English step by step. I am Shifa.
And I am Evan. How are you today, Shifa?
I am good, thank you. My morning was busy, but now I feel relaxed. What about you?
My day was also busy. I read a little, I prepared for this episode, and I even did some exercise before lunch. It was hard, but I feel happy.
Whoa, Evan, slow down. You are already speaking very fast and using high-level English. Do not scare our learners.
Oh, sorry. Did I sound too advanced?
Yes, you did. Remember, our listeners are learning English with us. We need to start slow.
You are right. Wait, I have an idea. What if we make this into a challenge?
A challenge? That sounds fun. Tell me more.
Okay, here is the game. We will talk about only one topic, our daily life. But we will not stay in one level of English. We will start simple, like B1 English. Then we move to B2 English, then C1, and finally C2. With every level, the sentences become harder and faster.
Oh, wow, that sounds exciting. It is like climbing steps. Each step is more difficult.
Exactly. And at the end of the podcast, we want our listeners to tell us how far they survived. For example, I survived until B1, or I survived until B2, or maybe I survived all the way to C2.
Yes, please write in the comments. We really want to know how far you went. It will make this game more fun.
And one small note before we start. This episode is different. There is no PDF guide. There is no vocabulary breakdown, because this is not a normal lesson. This is a challenge.
Yes. Today is about testing yourself. See how much English you can understand. Do not stop. Stay with us until the end.
All right. Are you ready, Shifa?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, let's begin. Level 1, B1 English. Daily morning routine.
I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. When my alarm rings, I sometimes feel very tired. I want to stay in bed, but I know I will be late if I stay. So, I get up. First, I brush my teeth, then I wash my face. After that, I comb my hair.
I know that feeling. I also want to stay in bed sometimes. Do you press the snooze button?
Yes, sometimes. But if I press it too many times, I don't have enough time in the morning.
Same for me. Do you take a shower in the morning?
Sometimes yes, but not every day. I usually take a shower in the evening. A night shower helps me relax after work. When I shower at night, I sleep better. What about you?
I always take a shower in the morning. I wake up at 6:30, a little earlier than you. After brushing my teeth, I go straight to the shower. A shower makes me feel fresh and ready.
That is nice. After the bathroom, I go to the kitchen and eat breakfast. I usually eat bread and eggs. Sometimes I also eat fruit, like a banana or an apple. And I drink tea.
That sounds healthy. Do you eat breakfast every day?
Almost every day. If I don't eat, I feel very hungry later.
I understand. Breakfast is important for me too. I usually eat bread with cheese or sometimes rice, and I always drink coffee.
Yes, I know you love coffee. How many cups do you drink?
Usually 1 cup. But if I feel very sleepy, I drink 2. Coffee gives me energy. Without coffee, it is very hard for me to start
working.
Oh no! Evan without coffee? That would be a big problem.
Yes, true. So, after breakfast, I get ready for work. I put on my clothes, take my bag, and drive to the office. My office is close. It only takes 15 minutes by car. Sometimes I listen to music. Sometimes I listen to English podcasts while driving.
That is a great idea. Practicing English in the car? For me, it is different. I go to work by bus. The office is not far, but the bus ride takes around 25 minutes. Sometimes I sit, but if the bus is full, I stand. On the bus, I listen to music or I look out the window and relax.
That sounds nice. Do you meet people from your office on the bus?
Yes, sometimes. Last week, I saw Sarah. She was reading a book and did not see me at first.
That is so Sarah. Always reading.
Yes. When I arrive at the office, I say hello to my team, then I sit at my desk and check my emails. There are always many emails.
Same here. When I arrive, I sit down, open my laptop, and check my emails first. Then I read team messages and make a small plan for the day.
Very good. I also start with emails. After that, I write reports. Sometimes we also have a short morning meeting.
Yes, morning meetings can be busy, but they are also helpful.
True. So that was our morning routine in B1 English. Wake up, wash, eat, travel, check emails, and talk to coworkers.
And that is the end of Level 1, B1 English. So, listeners, did you survive? If yes, good job. Stay with us. The next level will be a little harder.
Welcome back, listeners. You survived Level 1, B1 English. Now let's go to the next level. This is Level 2, B2 English.
Yes, in B2 English, the sentences are a little longer, the words are a little more difficult. But don't worry, you can still understand if you listen carefully.
And remember, we are only talking about daily life. Nothing scary, nothing too strange. Just daily life, but with higher English.
Okay, Evan, tell us about your afternoon routine.
All right. Usually in the afternoon, I continue working on bigger projects. The morning is busy with emails and small meetings, but in the afternoon, I can focus more. For example, I often prepare reports, organize documents, or plan tasks for the next week.
That makes sense. Afternoon is quieter, fewer messages, fewer interruptions, so you can concentrate more.
Exactly. Sometimes, if the work is very detailed, I use a notebook and write everything step by step. It helps me stay focused. When I write by hand, I remember more.
That is a good method. Do you usually have lunch before or after you start these tasks?
Good question. Normally, I eat lunch at 1 p.m. Sometimes I eat with my coworkers in the office cafeteria. Other times, I bring food from home. When I bring food, it is usually rice, vegetables, and chicken. It is simple, but I like it.
That sounds healthy. For me, lunch is a little later, around 1:30 p.m. I usually eat outside because the food near my office is cheap and tasty. But if I'm very busy, I just buy a quick sandwich.
Yes, I also do that sometimes, but I try not to skip lunch. If I skip lunch, I feel very tired in the afternoon.
I agree. Lunch gives us new energy to continue working.
In the afternoon, I sometimes have longer meetings. These meetings are not just about small updates. They are about bigger decisions, like new projects or new company rules.
Yes, those meetings are important, but they can also be tiring. How do you stay focused during long meetings?
I always take notes. When I write notes, I understand better and I do not get sleepy. Also, if I have a question later, I can check my notes again.
That is smart. I do something similar. When I listen in a meeting, I sometimes draw small shapes in my notebook while listening. It keeps my brain active, not just listening, but also moving my hand.
That is funny, but it works. Do you also speak in meetings?
Yes, sometimes. If the topic is about my team, I give updates. I explain what we finished, what we are doing now, and what problems we have.
That is good practice. Speaking in meetings is not always easy, but it helps you grow.
Yes, true. After the meetings, I usually go back to my desk and continue working. Afternoon work is slower, but more focused.
Do you take a break in the afternoon?
Yes, I usually take a short tea break at 4 p.m. I drink tea with milk and sugar. Sometimes I also eat a small snack like biscuits. It gives me new energy.
That sounds nice. I usually drink another cup of coffee in the afternoon, but I try not to drink too much because then I cannot sleep at night.
Yes, caffeine can be a problem if you drink too much. Tea is lighter, so I prefer it.
When you drink tea, do you drink with friends or alone?
Sometimes with friends, sometimes alone. If my coworkers are free, we sit together in the small office cafe. If they're busy, I just drink tea at my desk.
That is similar for me. I like short breaks because they relax my mind. After a break, I feel ready again to continue working.
And the next level is even more advanced. It will be level 3, C1 English.
Yes, in C1, we will talk about evening routines, hobbies, and personal reflections. Stay with us and let's see how far you can go.
Welcome back, dear listeners. If you are still here, that means you survived Level 2, B2 English. Now we are moving into Level 3, C1 English. Yes, in this level, our sentences will become more complex. We will use longer phrases and connect more ideas together. But remember, we are still speaking slowly and clearly so you can follow us. Exactly. So Evan, let's move on from the office. Tell us about your evening routine. After finishing work, I usually feel quite tired, but I still try to use my evenings in a meaningful way. Most of the time, I drive home directly. If the traffic is heavy, I listen to music or sometimes an audiobook to make the time feel shorter. Once I reach home, I change my clothes and rest for a short while. I normally drink a glass of water, sit down on the sofa, and just breathe slowly for a few minutes. This small break helps me release the stress of the day. That sounds very healthy. I think many people go straight from work to television or social media, but you give yourself a quiet moment first. Yes, I try to. Later, I usually prepare dinner. Sometimes I cook simple meals like noodles or rice with vegetables. But when I have more energy, I like to try new recipes. Cooking is not just about food, it also helps me relax and feel creative. I agree with you. For me, cooking is also enjoyable. Even when I prepare something simple, the process of chopping vegetables and mixing ingredients feels calming. Do you always eat dinner at home? Not always. If a friend invites me, I go out. But most days I eat at home because it is healthier and cheaper. That makes sense. For me, evenings are also about food, but I often share meals with my family. We sit together, talk about the day, and sometimes watch the news while eating. It feels good to spend that time with them. After dinner, I usually spend some time on my hobbies. For example, I enjoy reading books. When I read, I not only relax, but also expand my knowledge. Books allow me to travel into different times and different lives without leaving my room. That is a beautiful way to describe reading. I also love books, but I usually read shorter articles online. In the evening, I sometimes play the guitar as well. Music gives me a way to express emotions that are difficult to explain with words. That is wonderful. I think hobbies are very important for balance. Work takes our energy, but hobbies give us energy back. They remind us that life is not only about responsibility, it is also about joy. Yes, hobbies make life richer. Sometimes I also do physical activities in the evening, like going for a walk or practicing yoga. After sitting all day at the office, my body needs to move. Even 20 minutes of walking outside can change my mood completely. I feel the same. Recently, I started jogging in the park near my home. At first it was difficult, but now I enjoy the rhythm of running. It clears my mind and I sleep much better on the days when I exercise. So, after hobbies or exercise, how do you usually end your evening? Before going to bed, I like to spend a few minutes reflecting on my day. Sometimes I write in a small journal. I write about what I achieved, what was difficult, and what I am grateful for. This habit helps me stay positive and focused. That is a very good habit. I don't write in a journal, but I do think about my day before sleeping. I ask myself, did I do my best? Did I learn something new? Even if the day was not perfect, I tried to find one good thing to remember. Yes, even one good moment can make the whole day feel meaningful. And after that, I usually read a few pages of a book, turn off the light, and go to sleep. That sounds peaceful. So, listeners, this was our evening routine in C1 English. We talked about food, hobbies, exercise, and reflections before bed. Yes, this level was more advanced, but if you stayed with us, you are doing very well. Congratulations for making it this far. And don't stop now. The final challenge is coming. Level 4, C2 English. Yes, in C2, we will go even deeper. We will talk about dreams, future plans, and personal philosophy. It will be the hardest level, but also the most interesting. So, take a deep breath and get ready.
Welcome back, listeners. You made it all the way to the final challenge. This is level 4, C2 English.
Yes, C2 English is the highest level. It is not only about words and grammar. It is also about expressing deeper thoughts, emotions, and ideas. In this level, we will speak in a more reflective way.
That is true. And remember, even if it feels difficult, you are still learning. Do not worry if you do not understand everything. Just listen, catch what you can, and enjoy the journey.
Stars, C2 English talking about dreams. So, Shifa, let's begin with a big question. What is one of your dreams for the future?
That is a beautiful question. I think one of my dreams is to live in a small house near nature. I want to wake up in the morning and see trees, hear birds, and feel calm. I imagine myself sitting on a porch with a cup of tea, reading a book in the fresh air. It is not a very big dream, but for me, it is full of peace.
That sounds wonderful. I think peace is one of the greatest dreams a person can have. For me, my dream is to travel around the world. I want to visit different countries, meet new people, and understand many cultures. I believe that every place has a story, and I want to hear those stories directly.
That is inspiring. Travel is not only about places, but also about learning who we are. When we see the world, we also see ourselves in a new way.
With that, C2 English, Reflections on Life. Let me ask another question, Shifa. What do you think makes life meaningful?
For me, life is meaningful when I can connect with other people in a real way. When I listen to someone, when I share a moment, when I help, those are the times I feel alive. Work, money, and things are part of life, but relationships give life its heart.
I agree. For me, meaning comes from growth. If I am learning, improving, or creating something, I feel that my time is not wasted. Even small progress can bring a deep sense of satisfaction.
Yes, growth and connection. Two very important things for a meaningful life.
And now let's bring it back to the evening routine. Before you close your eyes at night, What kind of thoughts do you usually have?
I often think about gratitude. I try to remember at least one good thing from the day. It can be very small. A smile from a stranger, a kind message from a friend, or even a nice cup of coffee. When I focus on these moments, I fall asleep feeling lighter.
That is a beautiful practice. I sometimes imagine my goals before I sleep. I picture myself doing them step by step. It makes me excited for the future, and it gives me motivation when I wake up the next day.
Yes, growth and connection. Two very important things for a meaningful life.
Golding MC closing the episode. So, dear listeners, we have walked together through one whole day of life, from the morning alarm to the evening reflections. We did it step by step from B1 English to C2 English.
Yes, and every level was a little more challenging. But if you stayed with us, you have practiced listening at 4 different levels. That's amazing progress.
And remember, practice does not need to be perfect. What matters is that you try every day. Even 10 minutes of English practice can change your skill over time.
We also want to say thank you for joining us today. Your time and attention mean a lot. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this podcast with your friends.
Yes, and before we say goodbye, we have one question for you. What is your dream for the future?
Please write your answer in the comments. We love reading about your lives and your ideas. And who knows, maybe your dream will inspire someone else.
That is true. So thank you again, dear friends. Take care, keep practicing, and never stop learning.
Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next episode.